Okay, so we're live with episode 7 here of Vernon Hills Country Club. It's been a little while since I've uh, recorded an episode of this. Been working on another project, but I thought it was time to come back to this. Since episode 6, I did a little bit of work offline. I basically put in hole 3 from start to finish. I can go ahead and play it for you once. I haven't done anything to the tee box yet, but it's a short little par 4, potentially drivable depending on the wind. But the racetrack cuts in front of the green. We cut a couple bunkers into it, and so if you don't make the carry, you might have a tough up and down. That should ricochet off the hill and come right back to the hole. So that we got lucky there. But if you miss the green short, um, you can kind of kick off in all manner of directions. Um, so, for example, if you kind of slow it, you might kick off this and then go down into here, and you've got a really challenging up and down. If you miss left, certainly when the pin's up here, the green slopes away from you. Um, if the pin is tucked back here behind this big mound, and you go for the green and miss it, good luck. Same if it's up here on this little back left plateau. Um, and then if you decide, okay, I'm going to lay up, then you have to look at where the pin is and think carefully, because if you just you do have a wide fairway, but if you just kind of hit it willy-nilly down the middle of the fairway, um, depending on where the pin is, you might have a challenging pitch shot. So then we put in the fourth hole. I'm going to make some changes, but let's move the waypoint here. This is it's slightly downhill, but it is a long par 5. You might be able to get there in 2. Um, so this is going to be a creek here. I'm pretty happy with how the green site looks. Right, the second shot you can kind of take on this bunker. If you miss the fairway, you have to either hit it over. You can try and take it over the stream, or you lay up. I don't really like how that bunker looks like on the inside of the dog leg. I was looking to do kind of like a big sort of Sahara type bunker, but I don't think this looks very good. So what I'm planning to do is just delete this and turn it into sort of a series of smaller bunkers. I think that's just going to look better. So I'll go ahead and mark things off. We'll maybe have a bunker here a little closer to the inside of the dog leg. Like so. Okay, and then we'll kind of re-sculpt it around these three bunkers here. So I think the sculpting here is a little harsh. I mean, we're sort of going with that motif, but I think in this particular instance right here, I don't think it looks that great. So I'm gonna smooth this out a bit. Okay, I think that shouldn't be too bad. And this bunker here on the left would be about 270 out. So, and this, this one on the right here, it can catch a slow down swing if it's playing downwind. Okay, so we'll go ahead and sculpt these. Okay. So even if that first bunker isn't totally visible, that's not that big a deal because there'll be two other ones. The tricky part is going to be getting them flat bottomed, and I at least want you to understand that there's a bunker there. Hopefully just sculpting these little fingers here, even if you can't see the sand, just being able to see the way the land is sculpted gives you the sense there's some kind of punishing bunker there. Hey there, Eric. Now that the major publish window is open, I feel like I should get my butt together and make my wannabe major course here. And just trying my best to make some decent looking bunkers. So I originally had this as like one giant sort of Sahara type bunker, but it just didn't look good. So I'm trying something slightly less ambitious and just making a series of bunkers. Careful what you say. What par 3 course you talking about? I'm not familiar with that course. There you go. Okay. Just deciding if I want to do anything more to the land before I put in the sand here. If we want to sculpt this anymore, I think this could use a bit more raising. The annoying thing about having two different projects with wildly different bunker styles is that basically when you switch from one project to the other, you kind of forget how you were doing the bunkers. And you have to like reacquaint yourself with it all over again. almost ready. I'm going to go ahead and break out this shape again. Just kind of reflatten around the edges, which got pulled up a little bit by all that sculpting I was doing. So I kind of want this is really just kind of trial and error, but what I'm thinking is I want the inside of that blue circle to kind of be where I anticipate the edge of the bunker being. Okay, and then we'll put in some splines. Okay, I'm going to see if I can use a brush here without it looking awful. Yeah, that's the thing. The brush, it just creates that depression, which obviously I don't want. So I'm still figuring this out, because I think with if you do a spline, it's still going to look like that, but maybe not quite as bad. I mean, we're going to have to do a bunch of sculpting anyway, but hey, Benjamin. Okay, now we're just going to try and flatten this without making it look too terrible. Because again, what we don't want kind of like the bathtub look. We want to get this as kind of as flat as we can. And it looks like I'm going to have like a stair step right in the middle of the bunker though. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, so I think we need to use the raise tool, because you can see the little depression there. It's sort of like you've got a little like a low spot right in here. So we're just going to raise that a little bit. Just to make the bottom of the bunker look a little flatter. Okay, so that's not bad. The visibility of this one is probably not going to be visible from the tee, but that may not be a big deal. Yeah, because we'll be able to see these two bunkers and the other two bunkers, so ain't too big a problem, I don't think. Whoops. Yeah, basically just make it basically take Cayuma Bay and make all the greens reachable in one, or something like that. Whoops, didn't want to do that. I also think Marlet Fell's executive length would be pretty neat. Okay. I'm going to try and finesse this a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Just that little corner of the bunker is sort of upturned in a way that's kind of annoying me. Okay, some of these edges look a little. You can see you got a little bit of this. You can see the jagged lines there, which generally don't look that great, but maybe if we narrow the path a little bit, that'll go away. Yeah, that's not bad. We can live with that. Whoops. Gotta raise it. Okay, that little back corner looks kind of wonky, but I'm not sure if I'm tempted to not do anything about it. Okay. I definitely have to find a way to do these bunkers a little more efficiently. Or maybe just be a little bit less of a perfectionist about it. Yeah, that'll be easy. Saxondale already is a par 3 course in a way. Alright, that's already about the right width. Okay, so you can kind of see those last two, that's good enough for me. Because there's like kind of like the racetrack here kind of obscures the first bunker, but I'm not gonna. I'm not really gonna change anything there. Oh, Eric wrote a guide to doing Photoshop overheads. That'd be good to know about. I'm definitely not the best at all the multimedia stuff. Oh, that just got lifted upwards. know this is not going to be the most thrilling of videos, like most of mine, but kind of the execution stuff can be a little blah. What I don't get is why it's raising its, yeah, it's like when I go over this, I don't know what the heck is going on with that. Alright, that last one is, I don't know why that's so much deeper. I think I fell asleep a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna do that eventually. I think I got a little carried away. I fell asleep at the wheel on that bunker there, and ended up making it way deeper than its two friends. So okay, so now actually this is looking okay. I gotta play with this a little bit to get you can see this kind of, something went wrong here. So this is 15 feet 6 inches below the green. And that's 18. So let's get this up there, raise this up a couple feet. All kinds of happy accidents going on here. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Alright, and then depending on the wind, you can try and cut the corner here, and that does make the hole reachable in two. Little over aggressive there. And now I probably can't, with that lag, I'm not going to be able to clear the creek in two. And this is a pin that you really want to be able to hit a flop from like over here. No, sir. That's about as small a tear as you can get, I think. Okay, I think that hole looks better now with these reformulated bunkers. Um, my graphics setting isn't really high right now, so they kind of look like crap from back here, but I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so I think this hole is that draft is finished. So we can start working on a new one. The fun part. So I didn't have much of an idea in place beforehand with this one. It was just sort of, well, I saw what I wanted with 6 and 4, and now here's just kind of a shortish par 4 connecting the two. So it's like slightly uphill, but for the most part pretty flat. Um, we've got kind of like a little rise here. We might make this something interesting. I don't know, maybe like just like a maybe bump up the land and make it like an overgrown kind of hill that obscures the left side of the landing area. Given how the land falls here, it looks like it makes sense to design a green that's um, going to better accept shots in from the right. So this might be, and it's 436, so it's not like you really need to cut off a bunch of yardage anyway if you're playing with master clubs. So I'm thinking of having kind of um, a wide fairway with some bunkers sort of threatening sort of lining the outside of the dog leg here, um, since the outside actually gives you the better angle. And then or you'll have this like mound you can just bash it over if you want to. So I think we can try something like that. I should probably see how far my drive's going to carry too. And of course we get a slow. .285 exactly. Well, it's pretty level, so that makes sense. I'm thinking we might have like a really wide fairway right around here. So like you can just kind of see this sort of right half of the fairway. Maybe I'll raise the land on the outside of the dog leg a little bit, just so you're not, because we don't want you to have a blind second shot if you're in position A. I don't know. Maybe I want to reconsider. What's going to be the preferred side of the fairway? Like I was saying, it looks like it'd be a little. The land for the green side is telling me, we do something like this. sort of like a bunker in here, so then you've got this elevated portion here. Coming in at that from the left side will be pretty tricky, but if you drive it down here, you got a better angle in. All right, that might work. That might work. Oh, I don't know. That shape is a little weird. All right. Well, maybe the inside of the dogleg is quite an advantage. Do we want to put a blind bunker in there maybe? Because I like this little rise here. Like I'm imagining just like putting some rocks and long grass up there and some bushes. Um, Obviously that doesn't really create that much of a threat in the game because it's just you'll just hit the downslope and um, and it'll just scamper out into the fairway. So it's hard to say. We'll definitely narrow up a little bit around 300 or so. By a bit, I mean the fairway's only 40 yards wide. Like something like that. Oh, hey, Adam. Okay, so we'll probably put something out here. Not sure if we want to put a hazard in here again because you're not going to see it from the tee. But I think the green's gonna. I like where the green is headed. Right, you can see just how steeply pitched. Maybe it's one of those par fours where it's like you can have a shorter shot, but you're gonna have a worse angle, or you can have a better angle, but you're further away. Because again, it's not that long a hole, so it's. So it's not like you gain a hole up by cutting the corner. At least I don't think. Okay, and then maybe we'll put like a little false front. We could have like a false front right here. All right, so we'll probably have, a couple bunkers in here, bunkers in here, and then maybe if we extend this hillside out a little bit behind the green, that can sort of be our backdrop. Yeah, it'll be wooded. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so the green sort of sits in like a little natural amphitheater. And we want it to slope pretty severely left to right. Okay, and then we'll have sort of like a little bunker in the front left here. So this will take a little bit of sculpting magic. So I'm just manipulating the land here so that we'll have less blindness on the second shot. We also probably need to soften the landing area here so that it can actually hold a tee shot. And then we'll have, kind of like another bunker flanking this sort of front portion of the green. And probably another one back here. Maybe we want one guarding the left side of the green here. Just in case you go at this pin and pull it left, and you got a little downhill bunker shot with the green running away. I think I like that. Maybe we'll put two small ones in. And we'll have a couple guarding this area here. So I'll sketch in these little bunkers with distance tool. Again, this course has got pretty basic shapes, so nothing too fancy. Oh yeah, no need to, you don't have to make yourself known every 90 seconds. That's no problem. I'm just trying to verbalize as much as I can since since I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube. So just kind of like a series of little trench bunkers there. What I'm not sure about is how we want them to sit in the land, because the visibility of the drive zone is not going to be that great. So um, that's going to be a challenge. Okay, and then so we'll have sort of like this front of the fairway here is really just kind of meant more as like a visual cue, since you probably won't be able to see the landing zone all that well. I don't know. I mean, because I like just having this little bit of fairway to, because there are plenty of holes like that in real life where you got this little narrow, well, not narrow, but this little bit of fairway, and then the landing area just kind of is just over the crest of a hill. Um, but we got to put something out there to keep folks honest. I mean, we could just bump that up. Um, but that's the thing. In order to make those visible, we'd have to really radically alter the landscape, and that's not really what I want to do. So, kind of my inclination here is to just leave them as they are. Um, and we can play with sculpting later, or we can just take them out altogether if we want to. What's up, Maddie? So, actually, this is I've been going for about an hour, and I have another thing to do at 4 o'clock that I got to get ready for. So, I think I'll go ahead and halt this episode here, and then we'll actually start going into building the bunkers, fine tuning the green sculpting, and all that good stuff. So, um, I'll talk to y'all later.